Hi, and welcome to my channel, Michelle Gay Science Teacher. In today's video, we're going to have some fun with candy. In this experiment, it is edible, and we're going to talk about Pop Rocks. Have you ever tried Pop Rocks before? Well, if you haven't, you're in for a great treat. So before we even start the experiment, I want you to take your Pop Rocks, open and pour in your mouth and close it and experience the pop of the rock. Wow, did you enjoy those Pop Rocks? Tell me in the comments, what did you experience? What happened when you put those Pop Rocks in your mouth? Did they crackle? Did they pop? Did they feel like they were exploding? Did they taste sweet? Did they taste sour? These are observations that you can record before we even start this experiment. Well, I bet you're wondering, what makes these rocks pop? Well, when the makers of this candy, when they make it, they just take your typical sugar, your syrup, and water, and flavor it, and they put it on a high heat and boil it just like they would with any other candy. But then they lower the temperature and they add carbon dioxide, and that's what makes it pop when you put Pop Rock in your mouth. So what is carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is CO2. If you notice the element table behind me, C is for carbon, O is for oxygen. So CO2, carbon dioxide, is what makes it explode. In today's experiment, we want to test out some liquids to see which liquid will make a reaction with the Pop Rocks greater than the other. What will happen if we put it in water? What would happen if we put it in some other type of liquid? Will they pop more or will they pop less? So we're going to get started and talk about the materials you're going to need other than the Pop Rock. The materials you need are water, 6 cups, 3 packs of Pop Rocks, some type of soda water, some type of juice, a ruler, paper and pencil to record your data. Okay, so before we start, your question is, which of these liquids will have a greater reaction on the Pop Rocks? Do you think it's the orange juice or some type of juice? Do you think it's the Sprite? Or do you think it will be the water? That is your question. Now I want you to write your hypothesis. Your hypothesis is going to be the answer to your question. Remember to put I think and then write your statement out. Pause the video and write your hypothesis. Now that you've written your hypothesis, let's think about it. We have our soda water, and think about, what is it about soda water? We have juice. There's something about juice also in its makeup. And then we have just our simple water. And what is it about water? Our first step is we're going to measure and pour in each cup your water, your some type of soda water, and then your juice in 3 different cups. They have to be the same measurement. I decided to pour in 2 ounces. You can pour in more or less because we will come up with different types of data. Step 1, I want you to take 3 cups and you're going to label each cup. 1 water, 1 soda water, and 1 orange juice or whatever type of juice you're using. You're going to pour in the same amount of liquid in each cup. You can use a measuring cup so that you're sure how much to measure. My cups have the numbers on them, so I'm just going to use these cups. I put in 2 ounces of water, 2 ounces of soda water, 2 ounces of juice. Okay? You can pause the video to do that step. The next step, you're going to open your Pop Rocks and take 3 different cups and pour in the Pop Rock into 3 different clean cups. Pause the video again and complete this step. Try not to eat them. Alright, now we have our Pop Rocks. You will need your ruler and you will need your marker, some type of marker, to mark on the cup. So the next step we're going to do, I'm going to put these to the side so we can only look at the one. We're going to put our Pop Rock, so you can see it, and pour the water in, and I want you to observe if there's any type of bubbles or any other type of interaction. Once it settles, if you see bubbles, you're going to take your ruler and mark where the bubbles stop. Right? Let's try it. Listen at that sound. Okay, I don't know if you can see. We have a few bubbles on top. It's still popping. So we're going to mark where the water level a little bit above. And then I'm going to record in my data. Go back and look at your ruler. Take your ruler and put against it where you have your mark. And put down your centimeters. How many centimeters high did it go? Mine is about 4.5 centimeters. So I'm going to put that on the chart. Okay. Record your information. I wonder which one did you say would have the greatest reaction? All right, let's try the next one. We're going to put in 2 ounces of the Sprite. Oh yeah, look at that one. Look how high the bubbles went. We had a different reaction. So you have to move quickly on these. So mine went about here. So let's see if I can show you. Now they've settled. Let me measure with my mark, okay. This time, 5.5 centimeters. So with the Sprite or soda water, it was 5.5 centimeters. With water, it was 4.5 centimeters. But I want you to observe the difference in the bubbles even as they continue to pop. And look at those. All right. Now let's test out the juice. What do you think? Talk with your partner or your group or your classmate. What do you think will occur with the juice? Will it have a greater reaction or will it have a less reaction? Let's test it out. Oh, wow. So I'm going to quickly mark. Okay, so this is where I mark. Oops. There we go. Okay, so with The orange juice, I have 4 centimeters. So, according to the data and our observations, and make sure you're observing, you like hearing that sound? Even just looking back at the reaction, you can see that the Sprite had a greater reaction on the Pop Rocks than the juice and the water. Which do you think between the juice and the water had the greater reaction? There's the juice. There's the water. Write down your answer. Now that we've collected our data, let's write our conclusion to this experiment. Which liquid had the strongest reaction on the Pop Rocks? And what evidence do you have to prove that it was the greatest reaction? I want you to write that in your conclusion. Also, compare to your classmates. Did they come out with the same data as you came out with? Or did their data change? How much liquid did they use compared to the amount of liquid that you used in your experiment? You can go back and test again by changing the amount of liquids to see if you get the same results or not, that which one is the greatest reaction. Also, what would happen if we had left the Sprite in the cup out all night and then used it? Would it have been the stronger reaction or not? What could have occurred if you used warm juice instead of cold juice? Also, what would have happened if we used cold water instead of tap water? To take this a little farther, I want you to design an experiment by testing out a different liquid with the Pop Rocks. It can be milk, it can be coffee, it can be some other type of juice, but test out another liquid. I want you to come up with your question, your hypothesis, collect your data, and write your conclusion. I hope you enjoyed popping rocks with me today, like I enjoyed doing them also. I hope to see you in the next Michelle Gay Science Teacher video.